Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Salahgic and 5-pillar practice. Today let's talk about prayer-related violence. Prayer and violence, you say, brother? All right, so let's think about this. There are some hadith that seem to suggest that if a child is of prayer age and they're not praying on time, they're not engaged in praying, that they should be hit. They should be physically disciplined. And I want us to think about this, how this matches up with the Quran, how this matches up with reason. So when I heard about this, and then I heard stories about fathers hitting their girls, hitting their boys for not praying, this was very disturbing. For instance, I've got a close friend who had a close friend in school whose father would come home from work and he would ask the children, so who's been praying and who hasn't been praying? So he was encouraging his children to spy on one another and to snitch on one another, which is a very unhealthy thing for siblings. And then he would proceed to hit those who had not prayed. If they'd missed their Maghrib or their Isha or whatever it might be, they would get physically harmed. This is very common throughout the Muslim world and has been common for a long time. And there are many stories of this. This is very common in the Christian world as well. So it's something within, it's considered within the prophetic tradition, and yet it doesn't match up with the Quran or reason. So for instance, in the Quran, we're told to protect the vulnerable, the innocent, the poor, the widows, the children. You know, biblically, we're taught to protect the children. And great harm will come upon those who harm the hairs on the heads of a child. To traumatize children is very sinful, tremendously sinful. And this is sunnah of Iblis. Because check this out. Think about this, just using reason. Anything that we have to do in life, if we have physical pain associated with it, there's an association that will sometimes reverberate lifelong. So for instance, if you've got a child who they are supposed to wash the dishes every day, and every time they leave dirty dishes in the sink, they get beaten. This automatically leads to a major problem, because then that individual, when they get to be an adult, they may have issues doing dishes because they associate it with pain, with trauma. Also, that's a really bad memory of their father and of family. So when it comes to prayer, prayer is a time to draw near to Allah, to draw near to the truth in an intimate way, to pour out our hearts. And yet it's associated with physical and psychological violence from a parent, usually a father, sometimes a mother. And this can be lifelong, and it's a negative association with Islam and with Salah. We should never do that. So we're seeing that the child is harmed psychologically, energetically, and also to hit children, it leaves a hormonal and a chemical imprint that then unfolds through time. This is something that's very real and very scientific. So think about this and consider, we need to make positive associations. Anything that a child is going to have to do for the rest of their life, whether it's washing dishes, mowing the lawn, taking care of the household, we want to have the most positive associations with those things. And we want to ensure that our children do it with a smile and with love in their heart. And we certainly don't want to associate something like prayer with physical violence and torture and traumatization. So please consider this. And also, I mentioned this is the sunnah of Iblis. So consider this. Iblis, he says he's going to lay in wait for us. He is an avowed enemy to us. He will lay in wait for us and sabotage us from the sides, in front of us, behind us. So he wants to prove that we're corruptors of the earth and we're murderous. You are made of earth. So is your baby. So is your child. So to hit them and psychologically inflict pain upon them on their energy fields, on their sacred living water, on their sacred soil, as a child of Adam is one made in the image of Allah, created by Allah, that is made with kun created clay. To inflict pain and torture upon this being, this innocent child, even if they're 15, if they're 17, whatever it is, they're growing, and you're also destroying your relationship with them for life potentially. So we need to be very careful. We need to heal our families, and we need to prevent negativity from impacting us. So what I was going to say is that Iblis, he would want to separate us from our prayer life. So what's more harmful than to inflict a traumatization that has a negative association potentially for life with prayer? So this is a way to get Muslims to leave Islam. This is a way to get Muslims to not pray seriously, or to have a painful imprint with it, or to feel, you know, to go around feeling guilty all the time if they miss a prayer, rather than seeking a way to reharmonize and to draw near and to rectify the situation. So anyway, I want us to carefully consider this. We're going to discuss this more, because in the Deep Root Solutions, we want to find ways to heal our families, heal our marriages, heal our bodies and our minds, heal our community, heal our world, inshallah. So, but we need to really have positive associations when it comes to Salah. Let's protect the babies, and let's bring them into a more excellent future, inshallah. Till next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.